So I came into the city in 1976, I told you that. At that time, New York, a little bit of a tough town, but definitely the best place, in my opinion, to become a comedian because, first of all, everybody in New York is a little funny. I'm sure you all think you're funny. That's why you like comedy. You feel you're pretty funny yourself. You probably even think you could do what I'm doing. You think, I got interested in other things, but if I wanted to, I could have done it. I chose not to. And that is a good place to learn comedy because in New York, you've got to really have something to make audiences laugh. And at that time also, New York wasn't doing so well as a city. The city was going bankrupt. It was also the same year that they built the Roosevelt Island Tramway. And I used to say, well, that's great. The city's going bankrupt. They're putting up rides for us. Maybe eventually we'll get a roller coaster in the South Bronx, which would be the first roller coaster where people scream on the flat part of the ride. And that was my second joke that I ever thought of. So I had the left bit, I had the tramway, I was rolling. And I lived in a little apartment on the west side, and it was very small. It was just 15 feet square. That is not a joke. You know, New York apartments are like that. And I brought my little bed from my room to sleep on. That was all I had. I didn't care. I wasn't planning on really getting anywhere doing this, by the way. I just loved it, and I wanted to do it. And so I lived in that apartment. Since I couldn't afford to fix it or anything, I would paint it a lot. And every time I painted it, I thought, well, gee, now it's a little bit smaller. And I realize it's just the thickness of the paint, but it is coming in. It's coming in. I thought eventually someone's gonna come to visit me, they're gonna open the door, it's just gonna be a white block with an eye. I'm gonna go, wow, that guy painted that place a little too much. And so, no money. We performed here for free, by the way, absolutely free. And audiences were packing in, just like tonight. They're packing in. Just as in the 70s, we were the new hot thing, stand-up comics, young people doing this thing. So I would come over here in the middle of the day, and I would make a hamburger. They would let us have food. That was one good thing about the place. They would let us have food and T-shirts. So I wore a comic strip T-shirt, and I would come here in the afternoon, I'd make a hamburger, and then I would have another hamburger at night. And I was consuming about 30 pounds of chopped meat a month. I was like a trained seal coming in here. I was just feeding me, and I would come up and just tramway, left bit, good night, and that was, and that was it. Somebody gave me a shower radio as a present for my apartment. I could have used the couch. But, oh, shower radio, that's a nice gift. No better place to dance than naked on a slick surface next to a glass door.